Good evening and welcome everybody to the Isle of Basolean, a hardcore roguelike D&D campaign with a persistent world across multiple sessions, a high difficulty level, and a fantastic tardiness on starting their episodes. My name is Dylan Wyatt, and I am your Dungeon Master, and I am here tonight with several of my amazing friends. If you guys want to all introduce yourselves, despite the lack of cameras.
My name is Jacob. I'm playing Kaka'ako, the ranger. He's a sworn master of velociraptors.
My name is Liz. I'm playing Taitro, the suave but dumb rogue swashbuckler.
Nice. I am Kazuki. I'm playing Lamb, the tiefling druid.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Sarah. I'm playing Henry, the tiefling lumberjack.
Hell yeah. It's your official class. The barbarian is but a placeholder.
Yeah,
Lumberjack is your real class.
That's his job.
Yeah. I think he's barbarian, right? Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
lumberjack's more of a calling. It's something that you have to do.
Soul.
Oh yeah, I didn't introduce myself. I'm Dee. I'm playing Perry, the elf sorceress.
Hell yeah, you are. All right, as always, before we get started, let's run through it quick. A few things I want to share. Firstly, thank you so much for being here with us tonight as we share the story with all of you. We're very excited, but bear with us through technical difficulties. We'll try and keep things running smoothly. Secondly, obviously, varied schedules and varied episodes. Keep up to date with the Insta, the Twitch, the YouTubes. Like and subscribe. Insert comments here about that stuff. Third and finally, a warning for viewers, there may be some disturbing themes, such as character death and body horror, as well as strong language. There will be equal measures in victory and in strife, so we hope you'll stick with us, but if those sound like a little much, then we want you all to be prepared in advance. Is there anything else that you guys want to share?
Let's not die immediately.
This is my first time ever getting to play with my friend Sarah, who's been trying to join us for a little bit. I'm excited.
Yes.
Yeah.
For the second week in a row, we have a first-timer. Let's see if they can get the final blow this week, like Paul did last week.
Yeah, I got it was really sick. He had a really great moment of glory last week.
All right, let's get ready then for this second episode of the Isle of Basolean. So we start much in the same way as the last, where a group of 4 individuals, Taitaro, Lamb, Perry, and Henry, have found themselves on a boat making their way to Basolean, the island out in the eastern sea that appeared overnight with some strange mysteries and legends surrounding it, and the promises of glory or riches or whatever reason luring each of you. With that, you guys came aboard with one of the later waves of individuals that have, or most recent waves that has arrived. With that, you had seen a small group of individuals that actually had left, and you guys were tending to your business in town in the meantime, on the day after you had arrived. Shortly after, the 4 of you came up with the idea that, maybe we should follow after them. While you guys are following their tracks, which are not that hard because you are tracking a large metal man, or individual, you guys can make any small talk, introduce yourselves, and kind of head out, as Kaka'ako is currently with that other group. So Taitaro, Lamb, Perry, and Henry, you guys make your way over the rickety rope bridge and kind of start heading towards the west. You have some time to chat.
So Lamb sees that, obviously, Henry here is a tiefling. She, kind of sidles up and, gives him a little arm tap with her shoulder and just goes, hey, bud, it's been a while since I've seen, fellow horns, and, kind of points to hers and points to his, and just goes, but you're kind of bigger than I usually see us. You're, kind of pokes his arm muscles, been working out?
he kind of squirms away.
Just
But-
shrugs and like,
But just like, yeah, it's cool to see another tiefling.
Oh, describe your characters if you guys don't mind.
Lamb is like pretty short. I think, like I said, 5 foot at some point. I guess I'll just play her in her de-aged form, which is 18. She used to be 24. And she's got like ram horns and like pretty pale body. Oh, I guess can I give her her eye? No, never mind. She doesn't have her eye, but she's got 2 gold eyes.
Cool. And Henry, what do you look like?
He looks like he's like beefy. He I would say that like he's just like let's say blue and just your standard horns, tiefling horns.
Totally.
They're fairly small.
Is he rocking any flannel as a lumberjack?
Yes, absolutely.
What color flannel is Henry rocking?
Let's say gold.
Gold
Like a
flannel.
mustard yellow.
That's great.
Like a
That's
mustard
amazing.
yellow
Blue with
gold.
mustard yellow? You cut quite a striking figure.
Mhm.
Blue and yellow.
So as the tieflings buddy, Perry and Taitoro, you guys are kind of lagging behind as they sort of awkwardly are talking. Do you guys mind describing your characters?
I think Taito kind of hears this awkward like conversation between the two, and it perks up at a certain spot. And so he walks up to you guys. He is a kind of a small, kind of scrawnier build, but not a like a skeleton type. He's got like dark flowing hair, but he hears you talking. Maybe commenting on other people's physique, and he just kind of flexes as he walks by, casually stretching it out, just hoping you might notice that there's also a little bit extra, brawn in some of the other party members as well. Just, okay. And also comes and introduces himself to you two. Just,
Yeah, Lamb like was totally like shrugging off Henry's disinterest in her, and she's like, like no fun. But like she sees Taitoro, and like he's just like kind of playing around, and she's like, hey, so like who are you then?
Hey, well, hello, you fine mistress of this land. My name is Taitoro. I think you might have heard about me. Quite a famous hero where I came back from. Hundreds of stories to tell you. I'm sure we will catch up while we're stuck on this island together. This might be fun. Traveling here with my true companion, kind of waves back at Perry, who's kind of walked ahead of, and just like, search for a little adventure. I hear they needed true heroes here, so came to lend a hand.
Hail and Moment.
Mm-hmm.
Perry,
Yeah,
what's
not much.
describe yourself?
He gestures to Perry. She sort of strides up. She's a fairly tall, like 5'9", elven woman with periwinkle blue skin and white hair and gold eyes, and she seems to be familiar with Taitoro. She walks up to him and tugs on his ear, but it's like, leave him alone. Like, you don't need to do all this. She's like, I'm so sorry for him.
Oh no. He's totally fine. We were just bonding, right? I asked you your name, you told me it, said you were gonna promise like some stories or something. I'd be
Mhm.
down for that, but
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we need
Maybe
to
some
like,
people
sticking
appreciate
this together. This place, I've heard things.
I'm sure they're not all that bad. I mean, how many, creepy islands that appear from the middle of nowhere are there? I mean, that's a dime a dozen. I think it'll be fine. I mean, we've handled a couple of them back in our day. This won't be a problem.
For which day you're referring to, but I also don't think this will be a problem. I think we can handle this.
Don't say anything where he's visibly sweating.
Is there no wood for him to chop?
There's
Sure, we're gonna find some wood for him to chop.
There's lots of wood. In fact, you're walking through. You're at the edge of sort of a maybe 10 to 15-foot cliff face that is heading kind of east-west, and then to your north, so on your right side, there's a woodland edge that there's quite a bit of low undergrowth. And as you guys are talking and kind of gesturing, you do hear some rustling in the undergrowth.
Sure, that's normal, right? That was the wind.
Yeah, no problem. I guess it's a
Can
smart,
I
you know.
insight check it to see if it's like animally, since I'm like druid? You know?
I would say you can make a nature check.
Yeah. Yeah, but I only have a 2 in that, but I have a 4 in it. Okay, yeah, I'll make an nature.
Ooh.
That's unfortunate.
What did you get?
That seems fine. Two
Seven.
has the 7.
You got a 7. So, you know there's a lot of different animals that live in this type of biome, and you can pretty reasonably assess that, despite your role, maybe medium-sized creature, but you have no idea what it is. You're just like, yeah, there's probably a moderate-sized thing. That doesn't take too much nature to understand if you have any basic nature knowledge.
Okay, if anybody was confused if that was the wind, there's like a medium-sized creature in there.
Kato kind of like half glances at Henry here and it's like, don't worry, ladies. Like, I think I got this handled. And we'll kind of pull up a rapier and won't necessarily approach it, but will look very daunting in front of it, you know, just to show he's here.
Make sure he's still not the closest.
So
Yeah.
is there anything that Henry could do? Like, I guess the call animals thing.
Yeah.
Oh, you do
Like,
animal
would that-
friendship. You have that, right? Maybe
Yeah.
if they haven't.
Yeah, like, so animal friends. Sorry, I need to.
Well, we're gonna have to figure out if it's an animal.
Yeah.
yet.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
you
I
all
was
gotta
wondering
be
if the way we could
self-aware.
figure it out is if you, like, if there's a way to call it out.
Or you can just go stick your face in there.
Could I,
The bushes are no longer rustling. It's not like Pokemon where it's like rustling constantly. It just sort of was this rustling there, and that's...
okay, it's gone.
I'm sure it wasn't a problem we won't have to deal with in the future.
Absolutely. Not like this island is known for, you know, venom encounters or anything.
Yeah, no, I'm sure it'll be fine. All right, well, with that solved, I guess we just keep going, right? We just don't investigate.
No, yeah, that's great. Do we...
You guys certainly can if you'd like to.
Anybody with good investigation want to go over there? She nudges Tidero forward.
Our rogue.
Yeah, no, sure. I got it. And Tydo kind of like goes over and kind of like pokes the bush with his rapier.
All right, so you walk forward. There's kind of this intake of breath and stillness that's a little eerie. And as you poke the bush with your sword a little bit, you poke it, nothing happens.
Chase it away, ladies. Don't worry about it. I got it. I mean, I think things kind of sense, you know. Just.
You know what this reminds me of? When, like, guards will hear you walk by and they're like, oh, must have been the wind. This is us right now. This must have been the wind.
This must have been the wind. It's fine.
We should just keep going, right?
Yeah,
Just
well, I think
yeah.
we're good.
act like nothing happened, right?
Yeah.
And just keep going.
Mhm.
Yeah, nothing happened here.
First encounter. Solidly
Must have
handled.
been all in my head.
All right, so you guys continue to follow the
Tyro
tracks.
hold on. Tyro is a proof of that, you know, we definitely handled the situation. Just kind of like kicks at the bush and then maybe scurries away.
Okay. Yeah, you kick the bush a couple times.
Okay, yeah. Feeling confident. I think we carry on.
All right. You guys continue to follow these well-demarcated trails of the metal individual who you're following and find that the path suddenly cuts towards the right. You follow the path, and once you get into the woods, I need you guys to make a survival check real quick. Someone of your party, whomever you choose. There you go. Natural 20. Easy. You. It's super easy for you. You follow the track, and you make your way, to make a short story long, you make your way up to a clearing. There are other individuals there. You see a short halfling. Kaka'ako is currently next to a tabaxi, short little sort of 3 foot tall cat person who's reading over a letter, and a tall metal individual, and then a shorter woman who is armed to the teeth. They're all there. And then also a second halfling who's sort of slicing at the grass with his sword. So, Kaka'ako, you see these 4 people who you recognize by faces that they've came with you on the boat, have now made their way to you.
Hydra, as usual, strides forward and waves.
Henry's waving too in the back.
Sure, the metallic individual turns, and you can hear the familiar voice. Oh, it seems as if we have some more company here with us. And gives a slightly mechanical but quite hearty wave.
Henry waves at him too.
A small velociraptor waddles its way over towards you, looking like a combination of fearsome predator and plucked mallard. It makes its way over to you, and as it gets close, it leans its head and looks towards, we'll say Henry, who's closest. And Henry, you hear in your ear, telepathically, "Wow, hey, nice to meet you."
Henry. Henry's a little taken off guard, but also just says, like, smiles and like tries to shake his little claw thing.
Unfortunately, Kaka'ako has never trained them to that level. It gets over, it sees you coming, and it kind of nods its head appreciatively, but it takes a few scurrying steps away as you get close, just kind of in like a very like lizard-like, bird-like kind of way, just like readjusting to a slightly further position, but looking over at you friendly, and says, "You should meet my friend Kaka'ako." And then it turns its head over its shoulder and looks towards the waving halfling. Nobody else can hear this except for Henry.
Wait. The only one.
You are
It's
the
going
only
to
one
eventually
having a
shift
conversation with the dinosaur.
It's going to eventually shift its one person per 6 second thing. It is going to shift and begin messaging similar messages to Kabuki and to Perry and Lamb. And you are all greeted by the waving halfling, Kaka'ako, who waves you over, or you can kind of talk to him and get introduced to some of the rest of the camp.
Yep, you're introduced to Cassia, Compton, Church, and Mo, as well as Kaka'ako. And a decision is reached between you guys where everyone except for Kaka'ako will go back to bring the mapping that they have done back for the individuals at the camp, and the rest of you will continue out to explore.
I just want to say that Lamb is very much into the little raptor things, and she's just so fascinated and really wants to know more about them at some point.
Yeah.
She loves to look at them too and try to pet them. And
Kaka'ako will, at first, supervising kind of from a distance, will send a velociraptor kind of just over near all of you guys. And they're just kind of curiously looking around. They are kind of skitterish and kind of like flee away a little bit, but you could animal handling to see if you were able to get one to like you. It could literally sit on your shoulder. Like there's a bunch of them, and as long as you're within 120 feet of me, they can just chill. And
Does
hang
it
out.
love me?
Oh my gosh! You
I'm
make quick
wasting these
friends.
Nat 20, my goodness.
You make quick friends with my personal favorite of them. Kaka'ako is happy to share his friends. His personal favorite is Screech, the Velociraptor, who is very dumb and is a nibbler.
She just
But
happened to know his like favorite spot on like the side of his head, just like be rubbed or something.
yes, absolutely. You make fast friends, and as long as you're anything like near me, Screech can just hang out on your shoulder or wherever. Love it. So
The little guy
our
clambers
group
up.
is going-
Sorry, go ahead, chicken.
Oh, I was just asking. So our group is the group going out then.
I believe so. Yeah.
It seems as if it would be smart for us not to travel back alone. And then Mo from Church's Shoulders is like, yeah, I like this whole carried thing. This is nice. And they sort of give you a wave, and they head back the same path that you guys had seen. Or come along through.
Just the other players that have been here.
Mm-hmm.
That's cute.
So we, Kaka'ako is able to lead you to a bulletin board, which shows several different things, including stuff that you guys can write. So several different things.
Oh, that was so. You guys are actually out in the.
Gotcha.
You're at the farm. You're not back.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys are out at the farm.
So do we have? We're going back to that same location that they had been mapping at.
So they met you at the location they had been mapping at.
Understood. Awesome.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then
Oh,
the
we're at
group
the-
that was there went back, and you were the only one that stayed.
Excellent. Okay, fantastic. So we've just strolled onto the scene of this like abandoned orchard.
You guys just killed the Wickerhidge. You dug up the note and the box with the clasp of holding, and then the rest of this group showed up, and the decision was made that Church, Cassia, Conton, and Mo would all go back, and you would stay with these guys to help show them the lay of the land.
Fantastic. Okay, so we're out here.
That you are.
Quick, just point of reference on the map of where we are. Sorry.
Sure. Do you have it pulled up?
I do. I see. The map is much bigger than I thought. Very exciting. Okay.
So you guys are right here.
Noted. Okay.
Okay.
And that is miles, by the way.
Okay.
That is to scale.
Gotcha.
Okay, so we're going to where they were mapping at. Can you put that? Is that the purple circle is where they were mapping at?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Got it.
You went along.
Okay.
You went along the coast here, and then turned up right about here to the foothills where you found the farm.
Okay. Well, we continue on. So we're keeping the stenographer, the mapper, with us.
No, Mo has gone back.
Mo's gone back. Okay.
Because the area that you guys wanted to map was that area of hills where the farm was, and so they're bringing that map back.
As Kaka'ako was introduced to the party, I think he definitely would like spend a little more time with Lamb than the others, and he would definitely like as you guys were walking out or whatever, he would start to get a sense that Lamb would be a good mapper and cartographer based on some of the things she tells about being this like wanderer and having gone so many places. So Kaka'ako is confident that just having Lamb around is going to help out.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah, and I got that crit survival check earlier, so you know you can count on me.
All right, so you guys are standing in the middle of a clearing amongst. It's not deeply wooded, but it is definitely wooded. You know, it's not the depths of a forest, but there's trees of varying ages, but there's enough room to walk through the underbrush. It's not sort of chokingly dense. What would you guys like to do? And of course, the area you're in is mostly clear with grasses.
Okay. So we don't have to worry about, velociraptors sneaking up on us in the grass, tall grass, right?
It only comes up to about maybe your knee.
Ooh, I don't know. That's prime velociraptor.
So for Kaka'ako, it's hilarious because he's like barely poking out.
Is Henry like a walk in front kind of guy? Like, is that?
He would like to know more about from Kaka'ako. Like, hey, it's like, is there anything that I can help with, or anything at your camp, or?
How is he saying this? I really want to know. Is he desperate for it? Is he
Just
helpful?
just
need a
friendly,
tree to cut
nice to
down.
meet you, more just trying to be polite.
Yeah. So Kaka'ako's not going to start by just describing all the problems with camp. He's a pretty upbeat kind of guy. But he's welcome. We're so glad that you're here. Honestly, anyone else just seems safer to go out with the group. Well, they're always building. They're building that lighthouse back at the main island. There's work to build several buildings, and I think they're trying to build some kind of a long yurt or something. It's like a meeting hall of some kind. So there's always work to be done. But I think right now the big thing is mapping out this area so other adventurers can safely stake out some territory. Maybe there's some forestry that could be done once we get this area secured.
Oh yeah. Sounds good. Okay.
Does he seem extra excited about the forestry? Lambs to know.
Trees to chop down.
I mean, yes, he can do forestry, but if he can't do it now, then he's a little disappointed.
He gets excited when you say forestry, but then you end it with later, and he just semi that's my imagination, at least.
I think it's an excellent imagination of it.
Hey, does I guess just not a really quick amount of going back. We have these communal supplies. Did well, I'm sorry, I can't remember Barbarian's name. Sorry, Henry. Would Henry want to grab any of the weapons from the bag? Right now you got an axe, but if there's an armory scene, would Henry grab anything off the shelf? There's a sword.
Was this stuff that they were going to be transporting somewhere?
This is stuff for adventurers that adventurers have found and said, use this to kick evil's ass.
Okay, well, Henry's not going to snub any armor or weapons, so.
There's a rune-forged sword, a great sword, and when you hit a critical hit, a 20 on it, you also heal for half the damage dealt with that hit. No one's walking around with that, to my knowledge. That's perfect for a big, strong barbarian.
Okay, he'll go for the sword.
So we'll say before you headed out.
Yes.
You knowing that this was part of gathering supplies and stuff like that, you grabbed the rune-forged sword, which is a great sword.
Okay.
So it's this very simple-looking sword, but it has these beautiful sort of runes down the blade, which you can actually read them. It's a very, very old language that essentially is a magic enchantment that explains how the enchantment works, essentially.
Okay.
So you wouldn't even have to identify it because you can read those runes. You can be like, oh, that's what this means.
Okay.
Cool. Hey, and your sword, you deal extra damage because you're so strong. You do 4 more damage than a nerd like Kaka'ako does by hitting someone with a sword.
Very true.
Oh, snap.
And the runes are actually a beautiful yellow, like an autumn leaf, or grain or something like that. It's this kind of beautiful contrast between this darker iron of the sword and this kind of softly glowing, beautiful runes across it.
Henry, if you click on Runeforged Sword now in the middle of your character sheet, you can do an attack whenever you're told to, or whenever you choose to. So just click that new thing. Perfect.
Okay.
So what direction would you guys like to go? You just came from the east and then went north. So you came from the south east. You could go any direction from here.
I'm not able to really lead in the sense that I don't want to be eaten by some bear, but I can say if we travel by coast, there's clear advantages. I'm very, very familiar with that terrain, and I can help you avoid all sorts of environmental obstacles. Really, if we can travel along the coast at all, it'll greatly increase our speed, and it'll just be easier for everyone.
I'm down with the scenic coastal route. That seems pretty nice.
Yeah.
Sure. So you guys make your way back, or are you going a different route?
So I don't think it's fully going back. I think we could continue maybe like counterclockwise along this section of thing here, because I don't think we've been to a lot of this coastal area at all. Or we could go
to this area. To the east is where the barrow dens were.
Okay. Maybe that would go the counterclockwise way here
Okay.
along this coast.
So you're gonna go back to the coast about here, where you guys had headed north to the vineyard, and then head west along the coast.
Absolutely.
Sounds great.
We're doing the exploration of the front. Just seeing if we can just put our signpost a little further out into the woods here.
So nobody's been here, is that what I'm hearing? This is the first time any adventurer such as ourselves has traveled to this portion?
I think
That is what
Nobody's
you.
been here before.
Yes, that is what you can surmise.
Yeah, just asking. So if like, we're the first people to come through and conquer it, like let's say we can like name it after ourselves so it be, known, praised by people. I'm just checking. I'm just in theory, right?
inquiring mind.
We found fucking Magellan, boys and girls.
Just a question. All right, yeah. Tidero Peninsula. Okay. Yeah. We can think about it as we keep going.
You can.
Yeah. So you guys make your way back to the coast and you begin heading west. Are you moving quickly or stealthily?
How do you guys feel? Feel stealthy? I mean, we're only as
We're
stealthy as
mapping it,
our
right? We can
weakest
take our
link.
time, correct?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Henry's taking his time, but he's being cautious about like any areas that like something could be hiding behind.
Sure. So make a perception check.
Okay.
Oh, can I do that? Wait.
You can help Henry. So Henry can roll at advantage.
How do you do a perception check?
So
Click on perception on the sheet.
On the left side of your screen, you'll see there's two columns here. One is the skills column, like the second column out, about middle way through the page. You click on perception.
Let's see. Sorry.
Are you under
two
4
columns
on your sheet?
out. Yeah, and
Cool.
2 columns out. There's like I only see the
Inspiration, proficiency, saving throws, and then skills. Skills is the fourth one.
saving throws, and then
Right below
skills is
that,
the next
skills.
one.
You want to click on perception.
Okay.
All your skills are there. Nice.
All right. So you got a 16 because you were being helped. You keep an eye, and sorry, I'm just echoing in someone.
Do you have headphones, Sarah?
Sorry. I'll.
So you make your way along the coast, and a little bit of mist is starting to kick up, a little bit of clouds overhead. It's still partly cloudy, I'd say, but the temperature drops a little bit. It's from sort of a high 60s now to lower 60s. And especially along the coast, the visibility isn't fantastic. You sort of lose sight of things in the distance in the mist, but you can see some shapes. But yes, of course, it does not slow your travel because of your natural explorer. So you still make good time. As you guys are going,
Oh, and one other thing, even as we are engaged in another activity, even if we're foraging, navigating, tracking, we
You
still
remain alert to danger. Excellent.
Nice.
That's fantastic.
Thank you, dinosaur friend.
Yeah. So
As
you
we walk at normal speed, I would like to do a little bit of foraging with my raptors and just like bring like interesting rats or bugs to my party members.
sure. You find that in a couple of mushrooms that you're pretty sure are edible.
Okay.
Do you actually collect any rats and or bugs along with these mushrooms, or is it?
Lamb eats bugs, but she doesn't eat animals. So she won't accept it. But if you give her mushrooms, she will eat them.
Mushrooms, totally fine.
Yeah, those are
Give some mushrooms to Lamb. Give some bugs to Titaro.
Oh man. He tries so hard to look okay with this. I don't think it works.
tradesies, she says, with a grasshopper in one hand and a mushroom in the other.
Yes.
It's the big plump beetle from The Lion King.
Mm.
Looks good.
Yeah. That's what I'm
Very
trying to
quickly does that trade happen. Yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it actually looks pretty good.
Looks like a good meal.
Do you want to eat it?
The grub from Lion King
Yeah.
as lamb. Yeah, sure.
Sure. Yeah. You pop it in. It's pretty good.
Oh yeah.
Some would say slimy yet satisfying.
Oh.
I see what you're saying.
As you guys make your way, continuing along the coast, as you're kind of munching, you hear this soft, sort of distant noise that is very unfamiliar to, I think, every single one of you. Your player self would recognize this, but they wouldn't really. It's a mechanical clicking and whirring sound. It's in the distance. You can hear it kind of softly echoing off the rocks from the cliff that's to your left. But it is an odd sound.
Our metal friend went home, right?
Yep. This did not sound like what Church sounded like. Church just sounded normal when walking.
Sound bigger.
Make a perception check as you're actively listening for this.
Oh yeah, I can do that.
Hey God.
Damn it. 8.
Mm-hmm.
Kaka'ako is particularly good at listening to the sounds of the coasts and is really familiar with how sound plays off of them. His proficiency bonus is double when he's making an intelligence or wisdom check related to things like this on the coast.
Totally. Would you like to make an intelligence check about it?
Yeah. Could I do a perception listening on the coast?
You can, yeah.
Okay. So I double my proficiency on this.
Please save some of these 20s for later, okay? We need
Yeah,
them for later.
double proficiency, critical.
So the rest of the group is listening, and it's kind of like, huh, I don't know. And Kaka'ako's like, huh, and you listen, and you hear, sounds like it's gonna be about 180 feet away to the north, to the west-northwest. It is quite large, and it is heading directly east.
Which is away from us.
It's it's west-northwest of you guys, and it's heading east, so it's gonna come close to you guys, but it doesn't seem like it will come exactly to you guys.
I'm gonna call it out. I mean, I definitely want to. Everybody, there's some big clanging thing here. 180, 90, I don't know feet. It's definitely heading on a potential impact course with us. No way we're hiding that guy. And he pumps his thumb towards Henry's like huge form a little ways off. Do you want to take a crouch? Fight it.
Do a couple hold actions.
He's gonna bonus action to pull out his longbow, and is gonna hold action to fire off an arrow that direction. If bad guy.
Friend, you've been on this island, I think, longer than the rest does. Are we gonna? Is this? How deadly are things here? Is it? You know?
Oh, he
we
seems.
have-
Kaka'ako seems jumpy. Like when he hears the sound, he like swings at his bow and is like pretty wide-eyed. Kind of whips his head to the left and to the right a little bit, and you see him take like a step back with a small gulp. And Titaro, swear to God, you hear 6 or 7 tiny velociraptor gulp sounds from the area around you as he takes his gulp in.
Yeah, this makes Tyro nervous. It's like, are you sure? Perhaps running is not the better option in this case.
Running back all the way to camp?
I mean, that seems like
Running
a far
where?
way, but if this thing is heading east, I mean, has it found us? Does it know we're here? If we
We don't
perhaps
know what it
attack
is.
those-
There's always a
The
chance
sound
that-
has stopped.
Oh god.
Okay. I said we
Because
can
we
hold.
stopped, right? Well,
I think we have to continue out. We're trying to map this area. We'll keep cautious for sure, but we can't be surprised. I've got my ear to the.
Yeah, I say you seem to have quite a sense of this area. I say we move forward. If we sense this thing is following us, let's dig in and try to fight it. But we've only been here for 5 minutes, man. Let's let's take it easy a little bit.
Yeah. So I think Kaka'ako's gonna try to get the group moving at a reasonable, their full movement speed. But just gonna keep a definite combat awareness that direction, kind of, either ready, continuing to hold actions or something. But we're definitely aware of that thing. But I don't think we stay. I think we got to keep moving.
What would you like to hold? What actions do you want to hold, Jake?
As I move along, I would like to hold action to fire my longbow at a potential threat on the horizon. I mean, I have a long range of my longbow, but I assume I can't see this thing in the gloom. But I will have
With your perception check, what it was, you can actually.
Okay, what am I perceiving?
How about I show you?
All right.
Ooh.
Here, matrix. It's this thing.
I don't know if that cleared up.
Okay. Honestly, there's not a moment of hesitation. The little velociraptor is gonna jump off of his shoulder, and we're gonna use our held action. As soon as that thing visualizes, it has chainsaw hands. I'm John Rasabi. I fire right at that thing.
that looks horrifying.
That's horrifying.
Chainsaw hands?
So I need everyone to roll initiative because
There
it
we go.
knew you were there.
Click on your character sheet on initiative.
Sarah, that's right under, you'll see under, like, at the top of your page, right under,
Yeah.
okay.
Chainsaw hands? For real? Okay.
You don't know what it
I
is.
give him too much credit. I only see one chainsaw hand here. Hold on.
Okay, you're right.
So to give you a description of what it looks like, what you can see as it's sort of standing there, only you can see this Kaka'ako, is there are 3 limbs. There's a limb that has some sort of front-loaded blade attachment looking thing. There's a limb that seems to, it looks kind of like a crossbow. And then there's a limb that's another claw. And that's in the top half, and the bottom half has 3 limbs that it's walking on.
And does it have that head structure?
It does, and the whole thing is very rusted.
Kaka'ako is going to telepathically call out here as we're getting into our initiative. He's going to call out, "Called shot, hit that head," as we get into battle.
Yeah, right.
Oh my goodness, I'm sorry, Henry.
-5, it's hard to hit an armor-plated thing, but a headshot, called shot is so good against a bot like that.
Oh goodness.
He says.
So you guys can place yourselves where you want on there.
Like we're able to get it.
So, Sarah, under journal, you want to find yourself and then drag yourself onto the
Oh, I already did that.
Oh,
There,
yeah.
you guys are already there.
We have the brawny man here. We are.
What is your initiatives? Anyone greater than 20?
That would be me. 20.19, technically. I guess
20.
it's a 20. I'm gonna say the. Yeah.
Say your name with it too, because it's hard for me to see exactly what it is.
Sorry, this is Tydro or Liz. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, character name, perfect. So Tydro, you are very nice.
Yeah, you hear that, Tydro?
I mean, he
We'd
knows.
expect nothing less, of course.
Of course not. Of
Anyone
course.
15 to 20? Uh-oh.
Mm.
Anyone from 10 to 15?
10.
No.
10 is Kaka'ako.
All right.
Henry.
Anyone 0 to 5?
5, me. Henry's 8, though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we have an 8 and a 9.
But we didn't do the 10. It was just 10 through 15, right?
Yeah.
Or sorry, 10 to 15, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I've only
Chainsaw
got
hand?
8. Like 12, so.
Who got an 8? Don't forget to say your character name. Sorry,
I
this
got
makes it a lot
an 8,
easier for me.
Henry.
Gotcha. Henry got an 8. Who got a 10?
10 was Kaka.
10 was Kaka.
Harry got a 9.
Gotcha. And Lamb got negative a million.
5. Liam, go to 5.
Right, crew.
Wow, we're
Hey, Sarah, if
What does this
if
mean?
you have your character sheet open, if you go to the very top where your name is, or anywhere along that top bar, if you double click, it'll like minimize on your screen. I find that way easier than going back and forth to the menu to pick your character up. So you'll want to have your screen on most of the time so you can quickly click on like a hand accent or something to attack.
All right, Kaka'ako, you get your held action before it because you rolled a faster initiative.
Okay, so I'm going to. This thing looks like all bad news. Do I have my full round here, or is this just held action? If this thing just approached me at neutral, like what is this?
It's your held action. This is
Okay,
before
like
combat
held
starts. We were seeing who's held action because it also held an action.
Gotcha. So if a 21 hits, the
It does.
The gathered swarm, the attack's target hits 1d6 piercing damage from the swarm once on
Okay.
each of your turns. So it does an extra 6 piercing as a Pikmin flies off of this thing and starts Velociraptor.
Your little Velociraptor jumps onto it and it's just. So it takes 19 piercing damage?
Yes. I wanted to
Excellent.
have my Hunter's Mark, but can't yet.
I
So
can't speak for the rest of the team, but I think Tydro just stares in awe as a tiny Velociraptor goes flying.
gets launched on a bow arrow, yeah. So it's not quite as effective as you thought, I mean, which doesn't surprise you because it's made of metal. But the Velociraptor seems to do okay.
Nice, thanks.
See.
It is going to. Oh yeah. What's next?
No, sorry, that's my held action.
It is going to use its held action.
Flare gun.
Wow.
It is going to, as it shoots, you notice that the gun portion was aimed at someone within the group, and then it turns very slightly, and you see this glowing fire within it, and it shoots out. Does a 22 hit you?
22 hit who?
You take 12 fire damage as this little mote of fire just slams into you.
Okay.
I'm sorry. Who was it aiming at? Was it aiming at you, Jake? Or sorry?
You aren't sure. It was aiming at someone in the group, but once Kaka'ako shot it, it turned and shot Kaka'ako instead.
I see.
Huh.
Okay.
And now we are in initiative, because that was its held action.
Just asking, there's any temporary or no temporary hit points based on.
You have the
you are-
same health and stats that you did last time you were out.
Gotcha.
I would have said you could have taken a short rest to roll hit dice because of you guys did have that time, but yeah, if you had temporary hit points before, they're still there. If not, you don't.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And you guys don't have any chosen people in your current party, so you don't get any.
So, anybody notice the brawny man?
Yeah, no, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Can I
All
do
right.
it now? Or-
Tatoro, you're up.
All right.
Okay.
Sorry, there's a
So,
12.
Hunt, it's Tydro first. Sarah, you're going a little bit later in the initiative order.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what I thought.
So Tydro very bravely are rocks and stuff that I see on the screen, they are real?
Rocks are real, carts are not. And this is not a beach, that's a cliff.
Ah, okay, all right.
The path is also just sort of like a grass area. This is the map that I could pull up that was closest to this, unfortunately.
Right.
You know it's brave when you have to start off by saying
No, it's very brave. He bravely rushes behind and ducks behind this rock.
That he does. You can go ahead and
Very
drag your
good.
character there.
Yes, we got this. All right. You see Tyro suddenly, it's almost like he teleports. Boom! Hiding behind this rock. And I believe he's going to be starting to pull out his short bow for
Yeah.
Yes.
Go for it.
Let's see. I'm not going to take this time to, like, try to hide or anything.
You could use your bonus action, but it's up to you.
Yeah, okay, we're gonna use our bonus action to try to hide, even though, maybe in the confusion, maybe it did not notice. A man
Things up
running
here.
here. Alright, is that, that's our stuff, right?
Yep.
Give it a shot. Solid. 9. Definitely.
You feel hidden. That was a great hiding thing.
Alright, good luck, friends. You've got this.
Are you gonna attack?
Oh, sorry, yes, let's go and check. Sorry, that's the important thing.
No worries.
He then peeks his head out, I believe in range of short bow still. Yeah, we're good.
You are, yeah. It's a large creature.
All right, and he's gonna fire off a single arrow. Let's see what we can do.
Or I guess huge is 4 squares. Whichever one's 4 squares. But yeah, go for it.
Also did amazing. Did great. I'm sorry, friends. That was a nat 1. Technically a 5, but
So I will give you a choice. Do you want your bowstring to break, or do you want to shoot one of the 2 allies in front of you in the back with your natural 1? You have a choice.
I'm gonna say Tyro has never been a big bow user. He has a preference. I think he doesn't quite know how to handle the bow and breaks the bow.
Yeah, thankfully you don't break the bow itself, but you didn't put the string on properly.
Right.
And so as you pull back, it just sort of goes poof and comes completely undone and tears on there. So your bow will have to be repaired. It's unusable.
From his well-hidden position, all you hear is like, fuck! Oh.
So for everyone else, you watch as this very suave human rogue, the moment anything happens, just dives behind a rock and starts cursing. That's all you know about.
stumbles into his bow and breaks it.
Oh, jeez. All right, that is your turn. Next up is Kaka. You're up again.
Okay, Kaka's gonna see this and go over here to where Tyro is squaring. Says, "Oh, we're hiding. Good idea." And is gonna keep his longbow out and lean over to the side. He is going to attempt to hunter's mark the big scary everything that's over there.
The Rusted Subjugator.
The Rusted Subjugator.
That's a name for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And
All right, you have Hunters marked him.
Okay, that's my final spell point for today. There's no spell point anything with short rest, I don't think so.
Unfortunately.
All right, so this bad boy is hunter's marked. I notch another bow, and another velociraptor hops onto my bow, and I fire off another shot, this time with hunter's mark.
Definitely hits.
27 hits
Yeah.
for 9 piercing damage, and as now 2 velociraptors almost entirely and effectively scratch at this thing, they sometimes get lucky.
Yeah, that they do. And your Hunter's mark damage too,
Oh gosh. And my hunter's mark damage!
which is not reduced if I remember correctly.
Um,
Or does it just increase the damage?
I think it just increases the damage type of the actual.
Ah, so unfortunately. So, that's a total of 13, 17. Excellent. Well shot. Well struck.
Does Tyro remark when I say that we're hiding?
Tyro perhaps maybe kind of hides his bow as you.
Kaka'ako looks really, really comfortable with this bow he made himself. Very much a different situation.
Oh yeah, yeah. You watch as you're like, oh well, that sucks, and then this little halfling skirts around, like dives through your legs, pops up above the rock, looses a shot with the velociraptor going on it as it goes, and it just like right in between a little crack of armor, the arrow sticks in, and the raptor's just clawing at it, and you're like, wow, that's way better than what I did. Anything else on your turn?
No, definitely cowering as much as possible back here. Kaka'ako's proud to just survive to fight another day.
Sure, Perry, you're up.
Perry sees everybody hiding and it's like, that sounds
Mm-hmm.
excellent idea. And it's gonna join them. Gonna crouch down next to Titaro and get off a firebolt.
Tydero's like
Oh,
over here, like thinking
wow.
he's gonna be off and cover sneaky, and then we're all like, "Oh, what's up?"
Oh, this is a good idea, guys.
It
So
definitely
you-
does not hit.
No, it's a natural 1.
I
So
told you guys not to use up all those nat 20s. Now look what's happening.
You're right.
And
You're
that's
right.
all Courtney.
So Henry, you're there and you're like, okay, this is time to fight. And then you hear cursing behind you, you see an arrow go over you, and then you feel this burning in your back as you take 4 points of fire damage from your sorceress friend who had a critical miss and hit you.
She is going to look away and act like it never happened. Like, nope, where'd that fire come from? Certainly not her. Absolutely not her.
Her hand's still slightly smoking, like waving about.
So how injured would Henry be?
Just 4.
Yeah. Just,
4 points of damage.
So like, would it just be like scorched shirt and?
Oh, it
Yeah.
definitely burnt a hole in your flannel in the back.
Yeah, he pats himself out.
You
looks back
are
at us
thick. You are
quickly.
thick enough that it's a mild burn. Like you are a huge specimen of a tiefling, and so it didn't hurt you much. It did a little bit, but it's more your shirt. You can feel it.
Yeah, he
hurts.
pats. It hurts inside.
Yeah, totally.
Henry,
Totally.
if you click on your Henry icon, you can see where it says 34 in the green circle. That's your health. If you click on that, so it's like a number, you can just type -4 and hit enter, and it'll just subtract 4 off your health there.
Anything
Or you
else
could-
you're gonna do, Perry?
Or
No, that's it.
Henry, you're up.
okay, so how can I tell how far he can go?
You don't know how far he
Like,
can
how
go.
many spaces?
Oh, how
Oh,
far Henry can
yeah.
go?
Yeah.
It'll
how
be
far
under
Henry-
your speed.
Your
Right next to
speed.
initiative.
Okay. So, sorry. Gotta pull up the window. Okay.
You run towards, away.
So I have 30 with speed. So okay, so like,
Or
Yeah, I
you can use
can't
your
select-
action to run forward
Yeah.
instead of attacking if you really want to run, but probably not.
I was gonna say, listen to his tone of voice, but your choices.
You can.
yeah. So there aren't any other closer rocks for me to.
There's
Yeah,
one
I'm trying
here,
to- yeah.
but
that one
it's
is
pretty
not-
open.
Yeah, but like the one that's like, yeah.
You
The
can
other
run to
two that
this
I'm
one.
eyeballing, the other two that I'm eyeballing, those aren't like. Oh, okay. So the 12 square spaces are like. So
Yeah.
like, if I have 30, then that would be plenty.
Yeah, if you use your action to use the dash action, you could get there to
Okay.
cover.
Okay, yeah, I will dash over to the rock
Over there? Sure.
Instead of attacking, you go extra far.
And like, oh, okay, so that's all I have. It's an action.
Yep, you do have a bonus action, which can allow you to rage if you'd like.
I think I'm just going to get my axe at the ready. Get
Are you
ready
sure
with
you're
my
not angry
runes.
that your shirt got burnt?
I am a little peeved, but I
Feel that rage bubbling
focus.
up deep down inside.
Okay. So you're kind of taking up a cover, but you're still high. You're hidden a little bit behind this thing if it's gonna shoot a missile or some bullshit.
All right, there you go. It is now the subjugator's turn.
Subjugator.
What is it? God, I wonder what it does.
It will move and it just literally climb up the rock like it's nothing. So it is now on top of the rock you guys are hiding.
Oh, that's good.
Lovely.
And it would like to make a grappling claw attack at
Uh,
Kaka'ako.
Let's crank you, mother. Okay. Is that a save from me?
No, it's an attack by him.
Gotcha. Shoots out his blitz hook.
Oh dear.
Oh dear.
That is 24? 25 to hit.
Okay, well I got 16. I'll say that hits.
So you take 4 points of lightning damage,
Lightning.
and you are grappled to it as the claw shoots out, grabs you by the leg, and just picks you up as it's electrocuting you. It is then going to use its second attack to take the grappling claw and fling you off the cliff.
Oh my god!
Bye, Kaka'ako.
Okay.
Wait.
Alright, you're gonna save or anything?
And you do, because it rolled a 2. So you do not go far, and you get a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. Got dex saving. No. Come on, +6.
Hey, that's good enough. You, because of all of the like shrubbery and stuff like that, you were able to slow your momentum enough where you are still able to be like hanging on, but it's you're right at the edge. In a way, you have some cover, so that's at least nice.
There's a moment where he's pinwheeling his arms like end over end backwards, and then the front of his coat gets grabbed by 1, 2 velociraptors who get him back, head over feet, back on the top. That's its turn now.
It does not get its flare gun back,
Thank God.
and so that is its turn.
Okay.
All right, Lamb, you're up.
So, Lamb. If anybody's looking, they will see this little 5-foot tiefling start, like, turning into this bear, and then everyone will notice that this bear is white, but it's not a polar bear, it's supposed to be a brown bear. So, she will run up on all fours,
Yeah, totally.
like the beast that she is, and make her food deck.
Go for it.
I get my bite and my claws. Both of them are +5 to hit. So nope. Well, look at that! See, I didn't use small damage.
So the first one, with the bite, you bite onto one of its leg joint, one of the plates, and you aren't able to get purchase, but that does cause it to shift with the rust just enough that you're able to get a claw in. And when you claw in and pull, you see there's these cables that are inside that are glowing with this blue arcane energy, and you tear them as you deal your critical damage.
What do? Do I double the amount of dice?
You double the amount of dice,
So
and then
2d6
you're taking
plus
a slot.
4.
Yeah. And then
Double
you're
my
like staying for 5 right now. Nice!
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, so you tear those cables, and it sort of shudders for a second, and then you hear this kind of whirring, and it is able to straighten itself, but it almost fell off that rock from the force of your assault to it.
Nice. Oh wait, I completely forgot because I smoked earlier. But here we go. And then that's pretty much
Clove
the noise
cigarettes, obviously,
Nice,
right?
fair time.
she makes after she rips this shit off, and there's like stuff all over, and it's crazy there.
Nice. Is that your turn?
Yep, I am. Sorry.
Awesome. No, you're fine. Tatoro, you're up.
All right, Tyro, seeing suddenly all the mess coming towards him while he was trying to get away, I believe drops his bow and he's going to switch over to his rapier.
Totally.
Right. Seeing perhaps the newly lit up wound, he's going to move over here a little bit.
You don't want to get advantage.
Well, you see, yeah, advantage would be nice. Okay, actually, you make a point. Do I have advantage in my current spot, or do I need to move over directly to the
You
other
need to be
side of it?
directly behind.
Well, here, right?
Yeah, technically here,
Okay.
but
Yeah. Okay. I can do that too. All
Sure.
right.
so go ahead and make your
Pulls out
attack.
the radius, and let's see if we can hit.
It is not at advantage because it is immune to flanking.
Oh, well, that is a problem.
You notice
But-
between each of the limbs, it's set up like a triangle between each of the limbs and the chest. There's like a little, like a circular gem piece that is kind of
Oh.
faintly glowing, that same kind of bluish color. And no matter what limb you're between, it's there.
Noted. All right. Well, we did our best effort. We'll still throw a swing at it.
Oh yeah, totally. Yeah, that hits.
Hey.
23 hits, totally.
23. Bam. Can't get my sneak attack because I don't have advantage.
You can because you have an ally nearby.
Huh?
Doesn't have to be edge. You do get sneak attack. You just don't get flanking.
Nice. Okay. All right.
Ooh, I got
Perfect.
23.
Toss that in. Wait. There you go.
Yeah, so 10 total. Very nice.
Very nice. And you see his feet do some crazy stuff, and Titaro kind of disappears again. All right, you're gonna move back. I think.
Does he disappear?
10.
Yep. It goes almost like it's trying to take an opportunity attack at you, but you just, because of your footwork, you're too quick for it.
And he is once again out of there.
Yeah, well done.
Good job, guys.
Dude,
All right,
Keep it up.
Kaka'ako, you're up. You are hanging on to some plants at the edge of a cliff.
Yikes. Okay, so I don't think I have to use half my movement or anything to stand up, right? I'm still just good here, and I'm not grappled by this hook anymore.
You are no longer grappled because it tried to throw you off the cliff.
Ooh, okay, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move. Do I think that I get any protection from the rockage over here? It looks like it's a pretty precarious spot to get any protection there.
You can try. You'd be pretty much
Ah.
wedging yourself between the rocks with some cover, and if anything knocks you over, you'd go right into the drink. It is only about 20 feet. It's not super far.
Okay, so I'm gonna move over here to get not between it and the
Sure.
putting me off to my death. Then with Lamb pushing at it from the front, I'm going to use my gathered swarm. Well, I guess I have to do a hit first. So I'm gonna try a longbow hit to start, a 16. I don't think I get an advantage, but 16 to hit.
16 hits.
Excellent. Okay, so I'm going to use my gathered swarm from my velociraptors. So you must succeed on a strength saving throw against my spell save DC. So it's a strength saving throw from that monster
Mm-hmm.
against 14. Or it'll be
That
moved
would
5
be-
feet in the direction that Lamb is pushing it.
16.
It got a 16?
Yep.
All right, so I'm gonna just do 14 piercing damage.
That's still good.
Wah,
Still.
Wah.
Oh, and 100th mark.
Oh, nice back.
Wah, wah.
Okay.
Wow, let's turn around.
And 3 extra damage.
Well done. All right. That is your turn.
That's my yes.
Perry, you're up.
Melee parry.
Melee parry. Punch him. Punch him. Perry. That's what sorcerers do.
I think Perry is going to use catapult and grab a hefty rock from the surrounding areas and just toss it at the thing in a blind panic. It needs to make a dexterity saving throw against a 15.
As you throw the rock, there's this device near the top of the creature that starts to spin rapidly, and there's this weird whirring noise, and you watch as the rock turns into just arcane force and is absorbed just into it. It takes no damage,
What?
Wow, that sucks.
and you notice that that spinning bit at the top is still filled with energy and spinning.
I'm absolutely backing up.
It is going to
I
take
think-
an attack of opportunity on you.
Oh God, I don't know if I want to do that either.
Wait, is the rock magical damage?
It is a spell.
Force? Oh, okay.
Yep. Magical bludgeoning damage, I believe is what it is.
It doesn't say it's magical bludgeoning damage. It just says it's bludgeoning damage. I'm just
When
literally
cast by a
tossing it.
spell, though.
Mhm.
Well, I think she's gonna try and circle around it so she gets like behind Tidero.
I'm a little bit further away. Just heads up. I think you
How
take
did you
an attack. I have an ability to just leave if I attack an object.
Well, then she's gonna circle around and get like behindish lamb, but still within its range.
Totally. So within its range? So like right here?
Yeah, but like sort of using lamb as cover.
Noted. You are trying. Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay. Henry, you're up.
He
Ronnie man.
starts all the way across back to.
Yeah, come back, bro. He's just running. He's just sprinting. Our
Okay,
man's out of breath.
let's say he tries to run up and dig an axe into you.
So unfortunately, in order to get here, you have to use the dash action, which means you don't have an action. You can use your bonus action to rage, however.
He goes into.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
He's real mad. He had to run back and forth. I see it.
Yeah, totally.
An initiative or
It's me off.
not yet, right?
Hmm?
Because I use dash, so I don't need to roll for initiative.
Yeah, no, correct. You're good.
You're good.
Initiative
Yep.
only
You moved
starts
over and
now.
you've raged. So that's your turn.
Okay.
Use your movement to move, your action to dash, and then your bonus action to rage. So you're now raging. You're angry. It is now the top of the subjugator's turn, and as that thing spins on top of it, it lets out this boom pulse as the Anthicuran diffuser does what it's supposed to do and takes magical energy and diffuses it to people around the target. So everyone around does not get a save. You take 8 force damage.
That's fine.
Ouch.
What range is around?
10 feet.
Yikes.
Lamb's fine with that.
Oh, so that puts Henry and Kaka'ako in bad news territory.
Why?
Are you in the? Oh, it's just both. of you.
Damage wise, nothing new for me, but
Oh, and it's magical, right? Yeah.
It is. It is going to then, it does not get its flare gun back. Big sad. So instead, it is going to try and grab onto the bear.
Who's surprised? Not Lamb. As she tries to spit out part of its leg pieces.
That's a 16 to hit.
Oh, of course, yeah. I don't even know what a bear is, but yeah,
13.
11. Can you hit this 11?
So you take 5 lightning damage,
Nice. Okay.
and you are grappled.
Yikes.
That's less nice, but I'm.
As it literally just, you guys are like, oh, this bear is huge, and it just chunk right around the bear's, like, as
Can it
you're reaching
grab?
up to grab the leg, it, like, reaches down, grabs you by, like, the midsection, and just picks you up like you're nothing.
Can it grapple a large beast?
Oh, yes, it can. It's huge. It's the next size class up. And then it is going to, you see the arm that has the blade that hasn't been really used yet. It clicks out so that the heavy end is near the elbow joint and the blade is out. And it's going to make 2 attacks against Perry.
There you go.
That's a 22
Yeah.
and an 18.
Yes.
Oh,
You did an attack on me and a grapple and 2 attacks on Perry.
Just be glad it doesn't have its flare gun recharged.
yes. Yes, please.
So that's 9 piercing damage and 8 piercing damage to Perry.
Put it down.
Oh no.
Are you unconscious?
Yeah.
You automatically take a death saving throw. Fail.
Cool. And I don't think we have any heals to get me back up, guys.
Does not Lamb?
I only have
No, I haven't feel
I
this.
don't think I have any healing except I mean, I have the berry thing, but are you gonna shove? I don't have them out right now. I didn't.
Yeah. And you're bear. Okay.
And she's a bear. Also bear problem.
Also bear. Aye. So that is its turn. And actually, as its movement, it is going to move right over to the edge of the cliff
Oh no, with the bear!
with the bear.
No!
No!
You can see, and the way that it attacks, you can see it's in a very, like, in the same way that you, the players, would know a computer program to work. It's very, like, you can see it obviously has, like, something that it identifies and then executes on. So it's like, oh, you shot me, I'm attacking you. Now I have grappled you. Now you are going to, it's like it shifts its attention, like, boom, boom, boom,
And
to
yet
go.
it attacked Perry. So that makes
You did see that. You did see that. And it seems to be operating under some sort of logic thought process.
Alright, thought
So
process.
next up is Lamb.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah, she's
When?
really just gonna try to. Wait, I don't know when I get the like use spell slots as heals.
I think it's level 2, actually.
Because I think that's
I'm gonna do that.
a bonus action.
It's a
Like-
bonus action in Circle of the Moon. I believe it's a D8 per spell level.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do that. I'm just gonna. I think it's right, a bonus action, right? To do that.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna use my bonus action to use some of my. No, I have. Yeah. So how many do you say? Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Okay. And I'm gonna do 2 attacks.
Very nice.
So is that 2 spell points?
No, that would be the equivalent of a second level spell, which would be more than 2 spell points.
Okay.
Wait.
So
Isn't that just my druid feature?
I thought it was die 8 per spell level.
For a spell level, but
Oh, and I have to like burn with the spell.
so the spell points is 3. So that's 3 spell points that took.
Okay.
All right.
And was that?
So
But
my
only
my
18
bite
hit.
hit again. Oh no, my claws hit again. So it's a 14.
Dang, that's beefy.
Yeah, 14 damage. Not a good time for my pen to die.
Oh no.
It is fine.
Well, hopefully something else will be dying soon, so that won't be a problem. And by
Oh
no,
crap!
not a team member.
All right, that's your turn then.
Yep, and my turn.
All right,
Nothing to do.
top of the round. Taituro, you're up.
Oh
Do it.
goodness.
Save your friend.
I'm thinking. Titor is like going back and forth, like, oh god. Okay, no, Perry's his ride or die. Like Perry, or he rushes over to Perry, and he's gonna try to. He's got nothing on him. He doesn't have any like, health potions or anything, but maybe just try to stabilize.
Sure,
with
go ahead and make a
that-
medicine check.
Let's give it a shot. Won't leave you behind, Perry. All right, notorious bad luck, but let's see. A 12.
That is a success.
Whew.
So you are stabilized. You are at 0 hit points, and you have 1 death saving throw, but you are stabilized.
They're done. Nice.
So that is your action.
I believe he's just gonna kind of actually. I don't think he's gonna like try to hide or sneak or anything. I think he's gonna turn around. He's gonna put himself between him and Perry, or like the robot thing and Perry. Like, let's go. This thing's come back.
When it comes down to it, he's a real friend.
Yeah.
All right, that's the end of your turn.
Let's do it. Yep.
Kaka, you're up.
Kaka'ako.
Yep.
Okay, so we've got Hunter's Mark still on this thing. It's about to throw his friend over. Kaka'ako maybe sends a raptor over to try and just give moral support for this like CPR session or whatever. Tries to find the magic for some cure wounds. Maybe sparks come out of the hands, but no magic left in the tank. So looking over and seeing that, he knows that the only way that he can really help his friends is by ending this menace. So with the two Pikmin, or the two Velociraptors that are on him right now, he is going to use his he's going to make it contested spell save again. Is going to, let's see, with the gathered swarm, cause the swarm to assist you in one of the following ways immediately after you hit a creature with an attack. Okay, so going to go ahead and longbow again, 14 to hit this time.
14 to hit. Does not hit.
Devastating.
Glances off its armor.
Would have been huge. None of his other things proc, and he can't use his push off the cliff ability. Devastating.
Oh,
Why would you want to push me off?
that's true.
Oh yeah, that's true.
I have some problems. Some unfortunate side effects.
As long as this thing looks like it's really focused on his friend over here, with the one kind of look over his shoulder, he's gonna regretfully tuck over here and try and line up another shot at his turn.
Sounds great. Perry, you're up. You are stabilized, so you do not need to make. No, you're at 0 hit points. Roll a d4, actually. You are unconscious for the next 3 hours.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I'm just here.
Henry, you're up.
Chill.
Still breathing.
You are alive.
Henry! Save the day!
There have
He's
been
got
more than one
close enough.
adventurer that during their first encounter in the island have just been cut in half, so you're doing okay.
Henry, you got this.
Yeah, so Henry, you just watch this thing almost eviscerate this new traveling companion of yours. You also got you got the front of your flannel is torn up by some of this arcane force energy. The back is burned. You're not, and you are mad.
He is very upset about the shirt and about people being hurt, of course, but mostly the shirt.
Totally. For everyone else, you start to see, and it's almost like one of those Hollywood action movies. Like you see the abs through the shirt. Henry's a beefcake. Let's be honest, he's a himbo.
Yeah. So, okay, so can he doesn't need to do any rush.
No, you can just
right?
use your movement to get there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, I think he'll jump on it and try to steer it away from, he'll try it and whack at the head.
Totally.
Yeah.
And hopefully steer it away from, somehow, if he can, if it's a good hit, then, he'd steer it away from Liam.
So you leap up, you use actually, because you had 25 feet of movement, you're actually able to, and because you're pretty big, you're able to actually jump up on one of its legs and get up towards its body. Make an attack roll with your sword.
So,
With your big rune
See.
sword. How exciting.
okay.
10 to hit.
So 13.
So you swing down with the sword, and as you're going for the head, its arm comes across and shifts one part of the armor just enough that it deflects the blow. You were very nearly there. But
So
it's
close.
one of the eyes, its torso shifts and it's looking right at you. Anything else on your turn?
So it caught the sword, like, so it deflected the sword.
Correct.
I will jump down, I guess, and move.
Yeah, so you sort of hop down right next to it. It doesn't get an attack of opportunity, but you're still right there.
Okay.
And that's the end of your turn.
So, yeah.
Well done, Henry.
Good job, Henry.
All right, at the top of its turn, the Anthocurian diffuser sparks again, and everyone within 10 feet takes 9 force damage. So Henry and Lamb take
Oh, yeah.
9 force damage. It doesn't get its gun back.
Oh my goodness.
So it is instead going to drop the bear off the edge,
You did! No!
make a dexterity saving throw,
How tall is this?
20.
20 feet.
20 feet.
My bear only has 0 dex. Well, we fall down cliffs sometimes.
In what can only be described as a long live the king moment, you are able to barely get your claws into the edge, and then it scrabbles down. All right, it breaks through what little bits of vegetation and stone is there, and you plummet towards the water.
No,
You don't take any
that's a
damage.
Lion King reference to one character.
Roll another d6.
Roll a d6.
Yes. Okay,
Ooh.
so you do hit stones at the bottom. You suffer 5 bludgeoning damage as you land on rocks in the water.
So what was the total damage?
Just 2.
Just 5.
Just 5.
Yeah, that 6, if you rolled a 5 or a 6, you would have hit water instead of rock, but because you rolled a 2.
Okay.
Yeah, just a little on the fly.
Yo, I'm still 20 HP. Get me up there. I have a climb speed. I have a 30-foot climb speed. I'm up there next turn. Fuck
I
you.
mean, you are a bear, dude.
Lord.
Bears, they climb.
Yeah.
There's enough vegetation, you can make it work.
Yep.
So that's its claw action. It is then going
Angry
to...
bear sounds.
Roar.
I played him earlier, man. Yep.
It is then going to take 2 attacks on Henry.
Okay. So,
On the first one, it jams
Oh, man.
with a natural 1. I'm gonna say it has disadvantage on its second attack, and it got a natural 1 again. So it
What?
What a loser.
I will say that it can no longer switch the form of its tech blade, so it's stuck on a sword, and it got disadvantage on that attack. So the rust is starting to catch. You can see that this being in this environment has not been good for this being, and it's starting to. It's in the same way that like a record skips. It's like, and then there's this horrible creaking noise of like metal, and then it just stops, and it's just twitching there slightly. It is then going to move this way. So you are over here. So both Henry and Taitoro get a attack opportunity.
Nice. And you want to go first? Just attack with your sword again.
I'm supposed to move him over. Like, was he still on the thing, or I thought he shifted.
Yeah, he had jumped off. So when a creature
Okay.
moves away from you, out of your range, you get the attack of opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You don't need a move or anything.
Nope, you're totally fine. Just make your attack roll with your sword.
You swing at him as he runs away. like a coward he is.
That hits and does
Nice.
damage. Did you add your rage damage? I don't think it did.
I don't think it did either.
So that's plus 2 more. So 15 slashing.
Yay!
And that is a
Kill
with
it.
with the rune, it is a magical greatsword, so you do full damage.
Nice.
I love it.
Sweet.
I love all of that.
It is looking very bad. You like cut one of the armor plates off its legs, and you can see these bits of clockwork and wires on it. Yeah, it's headed that way, back towards where you guys had first seen it. And then, Taitaro, you can also get an attack on it if you want.
All right, let's give it a shot. Oh, not as.
What?
No, not as good.
It catches you off guard. As hard as Henry hits it, the thing actually staggers. And for someone, I mean, Henry's big, but compared to this thing, he's maybe as big as one of its legs. For his strike to cause the creature to buckle for a moment is just an absurd amount of strength. And so it like almost throws you off for a second. And you completely miss what you were trying to stab for. All right, so that is its turn. Next up is Lamb.
Hey, yeah. So she uses her move speed of. Wait, how far off of the cliff am I? Because I have only.
You are right at the base of the cliff.
Okay, well, I'll use some of my walking speed of 40 to go to the cliffside and some of my 30 speed of climb to get up to 20 feet. And I guess I'll just be there.
So you get to about here,
Yeah.
but you are no longer at the bottom of the cliff.
Very
A very wet and angry looking bear shows up at the top of the cliff.
Actually, since I didn't hit the water, I guess I'm just sandy and rocky.
Oh no, so you did land, when I say you landed in rocks, I mean like you still land in the water, but there's like partially submerged and like, you know,
Yikes.
4 inches below the water rocks.
Ow.
Yeah.
Like, probably bleeding some at that point. Like, big bruising.
Yeah, at least on the bear.
Oh yeah, for sure. Anything else you'd like to do? You still have an action and a bonus action.
Yeah, I can't really get anywhere.
Dash.
Run after it like the brave bear you are.
If I dash, I have the 40 speed of movement. I wouldn't like get anywhere though.
You'd head towards it. It's up to you.
You'd be a better target than Perry.
Yeah, I still have 20 HP for my bear, so I'll just run full sprint like here. Boop boop. Be in the way or something. Then roar. Bah.
I'm very proud of you, bear. All right, that is your turn. Top of the round.
Wait, can I action intimidate it?
The action dash.
Use action
yeah,
dash.
You're right. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You're right.
No, it's alright. It's alright. Taitaro, you're
I'm
up.
thinking
God, does it look like the creature is moving? Does it look like it's in danger of escaping our battle here?
It's hard to tell. Make an Arcana check. Actually, no, Insight.
Oh, much happy to make an insight.
He's just going to shoot
This is
us.
a 6 for insight.
Nice.
So
18.
the way that it's in the same way that you've seen it constantly changing directives, it went from being violent to then it just took off. So you can pretty clearly surmise that this thing, it looks like it's on an escape path.
With
Okay,
it,
I
like,
just with the calculation. I look around the field. We've got an axe guy who may or may not be able to catch it. Tydero's good with range, but I saw him kind of fumbling around with his bow some, so maybe Kaka'ako's lost confidence in Tydero's ability to get this kill shot. There is the bear chasing after it, but I think that this starts to raise concern. Let's see, from 40 feet. Okay, Kaka'ako wants to, but can't close that distance. So Kaka'ako is just gonna put an arrow in it then. It was gonna try and use the frost chains to stop from getting away, but not gonna be able to get close enough on these tiny, tiny stump legs. So with my hunter's mark, I'm going to fire off a 23 to hit. I'm gonna go for damage on hunter's mark and piercing damage from gathered storm. So 10 piercing damage plus 16 more piercing damage. As he tries to flee, I'm going to just command the velociraptor that are on him to just keep biting at that leg spot, and I'm just gonna shoot another arrow.
Yeah, it is looking really, really bad. Anything else you do?
And my turn. Yeah, I got a long bow, so I'm good here.
Gotcha. All right, next up is Perry. You are out. Sorry, I'm just going down my order. Henry, you're up.
So
He keeps running from you. He's scared.
yeah, so like
You can
I
dash
can't
right
do
up
a
next to him.
dash.
You
Okay.
can. Oh, you totally can.
Then if he tries to leave, you get to hit him with your axe or sword. Probably sword.
well, like if he tries to leave, could I use snare? Or has snare?
Snare is an action, I believe. So
Okay.
unfortunately, you'd have to. What's the range on it?
Let me pull that up.
Snares range is touch.
Ah.
You touch a section, and it takes 1 minute to cast a snare.
Ah.
It's not in battle. It's setting a trap.
Oh. Yeah.
I mean, at the very least, if you get up to there and it runs away, you get to hit it again.
Yeah.
See if I
So-
can take another whack.
Well, I would hope you never to run with scissors, but run with this sword, full speed.
Yeah, as soon as he starts running from you, Sarah, you're gonna get tagged. So you're gonna hit him.
Yeah. So you run up right next to him.
I think that's fine.
All right.
Pretty bold move.
So that is the end of your turn. Now it is the subjugator's turn,
Oh god.
and
13 health, Henry.
it does not get its
We got ready.
flare gun back.
Oh, that's true. It's like 26.
26 ain't bad.
So it unsticks its arm. So it can attack, but it can't switch the form. Oh god, now it decides to start rolling like garbage. 12? 12 hit you, Henry?
What's the number to the left of your armor class?
What?
Left to
Henry,
your
you don't have your sword right, or you don't have your shield right now. You can do your shield and your axe, or your just plain sword. So you've got 14 armor class when you're not wearing anything because of your unarmored defense. So you can pull your shield out and make it 16, but right now it's still 14, which is not bad.
Yeah, so it comes down at you, and you're just in a focused rage, and as this sword swings, you meet it, and you just parry this thing with the flat of the blade, and there's this resounding clang. It's going to make another attack as it pulls back, and Jesus Christ, 13. So you just, it swings again, and you parry. Like, this is just absolutely absurd. And then it's going to move over to here, so it's at the very edge of the field.
And you get to hit him.
You get to attack it.
Smack him!
This Chad, come
He
on.
takes another whack at
Bring
the
it to
sword.
the end!
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
And don't forget, on a hit.
Before you do your... Oh, okay. Never mind.
Oh, no, go ahead, go
Oh,
ahead.
heck yeah.
So remember,
I'm forgetting. I'm sorry. What was?
Good.
you can use a rune strike. You can burn one of your spells and do an additional 2d6 damage if you'd like, of whatever damage type you'd like.
Hey, Henry, I want to point out one of your other abilities, not to try and flood you right now with stuff you can do. But you have the ability to throw aside all concern for defense to attack with fierce desperation, and you can make it harder for you to hit. You get
Well-
advantage. So it's,
Mhm.
yeah, you're kind of risking you getting hit to just go all in for the big swing. So you can do that too if you want.
For next time.
Next time. Yeah, so good hits.
Yeah, so go ahead and... Do you want to make this a rune strike, or do you just want to hit it?
You don't have very many spell points left. You already... Oh, you didn't speak of that animal, so you're still pretty good.
Yeah, you have 2 runes on your sword. You can use one of them to hit this thing harder if you'd like. Go for it. So roll 2d6. And do you want it to be fire, cold, or lightning?
Cold.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, it's roll 2. What is it?
Slash
Oh.
roll space 2d6.
Okay.
Anticipation. Ah.
Describe to me how you killed this thing.
Woo!
Good.
The ice, because the frost jams up the gears.
Hell
and
yeah.
its legs, and it topples over. And
Yes.
yeah.
So you, as you swing, even though you're in your rage, you have this sort of calm, that sort of calm within a storm inside of you, and you shout what everyone else thinks is a battle cry, but you know is the activation word for one of these runes. And instead of that beautiful yellow, it turns this whitish blue, and the entire blade of the sword just crystallizes with frost. And as you hit this thing in the leg, as it's starting to bound away, you hit it, you cut through the leg completely, and you watch as the frost kind of goes through the leg, and you see bits of frost popping out through the top of it, like, and it kind of boom, it just face plants onto the ground.
Woo!
Ooh, baby, we heckin'
Just
did it.
still panting and angry about his flannel.
Totally.
Nice. Is everybody okay health-wise?
I'm perfect.
As Perry,
Yeah,
like,
I'm okay.
As Tiger like just sweats over Perry. She's
Oh.
like, oh god, oh
And I
god.
completely forgot.
I'm dead though, but I'm okay.
Lamb does have healing. He untransforms from being a bear after
Wait, before you do, Kaka'ako definitely is not the strategist to mention this to everybody ahead of time, but as the other party comes up and joins, he does have good berries, and in the after battle, he's willing to use a good berry to get Perry. But he definitely did not okay, brief, here's the ability I got,
No, he did not. He's not smart enough for that, bless him.
So a good berry to Devin, or a good berry to Perry to bring Perry to 1 HP.
So Perry, you
Yay.
wake up to this thick proteiny flavor in your mouth,
Yeah.
and you're like, what the hell? And you look up, and there's Kaka'ako cracking an egg into your mouth.
Yeah,
Oh.
Gross. Disgusting.
the good berry.
Velociraptor egg raw
She immediately
unfertilized.
she immediately spits it out, and it's like, what the hell are you
No
doing?
way. You can't. It's already in you.
Oh yeah,
Tell
you
your
swallowed
blood.
about 80% of it.
Ugh. She's gagging and spitting out what she can, and she's like, what the hell is wrong with you?
It brought you. He has nothing to say. He totally totally withers under Perry's glare and is gone.
Oh.
Mm,
Hey,
Oh,
no,
just
okay?
our
You
poor
alright?
halfling
Okay?
bro.
Does it hurt anywhere specific?
No, let's try all over. Just take me back to camp. I need a rest. I need to sleep. Just sleep this off.
You good? Can you walk?
Probably.
She says fine.
Um,
Probably.
Okay,
Yeah,
so you guys are gonna go back to camp.
Where's our muscles?
He wants to ask Kaka'ako where he can find some of those eggs.
I couldn't quite hear what the second half of that was.
He's just like, oh, that's a really nifty egg. Where do you find those?
Oh, he mentions I find them in the nests all over camp. Once you know where to look, it's easy. I get probably 7 or 8 every day. They're really incredible. But
he like holds it up to the not very bright light of the day, but like kind of holds it up like towards the sun and like squints one eye and looks at it. He says, "Look, you can see they're not fertilized," and hands you one.
Henry gladly accepts and thanks him. And
It's a velociraptor egg. It's like kind of green and leathery. Looks sort of like a alligator skin on the outside.
Eat it while it's
Henry
hot.
gently
Eat it
puts it in
raw.
a pocket that's not singed.
Do you have to eat it raw, or can you like serve it up like a?
Kaka'ako has never
Can I
tried cooking.
can I put
Has
this in a shake?
no idea.
Can I put this in a smoothie? Can I?
Smoothie.
Absolutely. I totally think you could, but Kaka'ako never thought to.
No, he's asking Kaka.
I think you just have to eat it, so go for it, boss. Good swing, by the way. Is that thing a chainsaw hand?
Oh God, are we sure it's dead before we,
Can we
poke it?
harvest this?
As you
thing?
say that, one of the arms literally just falls off.
Okay, seems
Okay.
good.
Harvest it?
Would you like to try and see what you can get off of it?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As
Eyeing
a
that
bear, can I
chainsaw.
just like rip it apart?
I
Well,
mean,
do you have any more tenderness than that?
you
Do
can.
we want that?
Is it a survive? Oh, I was just trying to see if we could get any like the cool chainsaw hand type stuff off of it.
Oh,
So
yeah,
there are. It's very rusted and worn. You can find a couple things that are not that you can find on it. One of which, the mechanism that's embedded into the top and connected by a couple of wires, you can pull those wires off, and it's a disc-shaped thing about maybe a foot by a foot, very heavy. It seems to be filled with tons of clockwork with runes on it, and then there's that sort of spinning three-part like almost like little tines on the top that you saw spin up whenever it absorbed the magic, and it's sort of slowly just clicking, almost like a clock. Like you can take that if you'd like. Within the inside, you find a similar type of clockwork mechanism, but this one is a sphere and looks much more complicated. And it's about the size of a large orange. So you can add, if someone wants to add to their inventory or to the communal gear, you can add an Anthocuran mechanism.
I'll add that to the communal gear, but I don't have that.
And an Anthocuran diffuser.
Sweet. Who's gonna be the bold person to spell that? Oh, good. Okay.
And you can take the sword.
Huh?
Yeah. What type of a sword would this be?
It's a tech blade. Technically, it's a trick weapon, so it can switch with a bonus action between being a great axe or being a longsword.
Well, I like the rune sword being with Henry. Anyone else here looking to swing a sword?
Henry is more interested in the
Axe portion
chainsaw.
of it.
So there's not actually the chainsaw. That is the weapon that it had. It was the tech blade.
Oh man, you
Mm.
crushed his number right there.
Sorry, Henry. I'm trying to find this other thing here. It is what's the damn enchantment on this thing?
Anyone with this tech blade? I mean, I can use it, but it's not really Kaka'ako's move at all.
I was gonna say Titaro can use the longsword portion of it, but I don't think he can actually use the great axe portion of it.
Yeah.
you
Okay,
gotta be a fighter, I'm not
Henry will
very-
go for it. It looks familiar enough. You just swing.
Yeah,
So
so it's the way that it works is the guard, the axe blade, the blade portion is actually sort of this entire length of it, and then the guard actually curves around the hand like this, kind of in a moon crescent shape over the hand, and then when you flip a switch near the pommel, the axe swings out and turns, and another part of the inside pokes out, so it has like a spike going backwards, and then a rod from inside of the hand and a half sword's handle extends, so it turns into a great axe.
Hmm.
That's just a bonus action, just clicks into place.
I think
It
at
may
the
have
very
other
least,
magic properties. You're not sure.
Okay.
I think at the very least we bring it over to the stockpile if nobody's going to grab it immediately. But yeah,
Awesome.
Ty can hold on to
Um,
it for now. But yeah.
I have seen that Church, who is one of the nicest people to me on the whole place. I've seen that Church looks like this metal robot man, and I've seen Church do some metal bending stuff to make really incredible stuff out of metal. So if we are heading back, I am going to recommend anything that looks like a screw, a joint, like some of the kind of functional stuff, maybe a chainsaw hand or whatever we can get. I have a +6 to survival if it's like a harvesting check to get any of that stuff.
You want to
No,
try?
you
Hey,
can.
bear friend. I mean, what if we like tied a big chunk of metals to it and tied it to our bear friend here, and use her to help haul stuff back if you think that material is what we need.
So don't forget the carrying capacity rules. So it's your strength score multiplied by 15. And this is metal. So it's heavy. You can take as
fair, what
much
is
as you
strength?
like, but
Yeah.
My strength is 4.
whose strength is 4?
My bear.
+4.
+4. Okay. So that's what,
Sorry.
18?
Yes. Yeah.
So you
19.
can carry, so it's 18 times 15. It's the score, not the modifier.
I'm sorry, it's 19 then?
195 pounds for Kaka'ako and friends.
Nice.
I mean, that's a decent bit of metal we can drag
It's a
back.
decent bit of metal, yeah.
Mhm.
Let me see some real quick.
I'm not fully open, and he's doesn't want to
Yeah.
use every ounce of his thing, but maybe like he's gonna grab like more focus on like the nuts and bolts kind of stuff than like the huge slab of iron,
Mhm. Yeah, I don't know. If we're heading back, it's good to bring back, something.
How long does it take
Um,
you?
God.
1 second, I'm doing math.
God is like, how much of this robot can they actually take with them?
So 3.5 pounds per foot of metal. Roughly. So between all of you guys, you probably could drag the whole damn thing back. Well, actually.
So what happened to you guys? Look what we found. We can just show you. He has crazy arms.
Hey, so Kako, have you seen anything like this on the island before?
There was this giant mechanical man before, a towering golem of some kind. I remember that, of course. It's been a lot of that, and I recall there being some lava folk and demons, perhaps. That part I wasn't there for firsthand.
Hmm. I'm just hoping that there's not like a nest of these somewhere that we're gonna run into as we keep going. But good to know.
It's reminding me of Breath of the Wild for some reason.
Yeah.
Oh, totally.
Mm-hmm.
You guys can take about a third of it. I just calculated the density, and it is very dense. So you can take about a third of it. Huh?
What was this thing called again?
It is a... Let me add it to your compendium.
Da, 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 da.
Instigator.
Errant subjugator. But it's a rusted errant subjugator.
In parentheses, rusted.
Well, it doesn't want to work. Hang on.
Ty
Okay.
does, outside of the like normal scrap pile that we're taking back, does try to find like the most intricate, complicated piece of like maybe like 2 gears or something, and just like pockets that as proof of the beast he single-handedly slayed.
So are you taking it because the most intricate is either the Anthocurrent diffuser or the mechanism that you guys
See,
found.
that seems a little complicated for him. I think he just wants like a cool shiny piece,
You can definitely take one of its shoulder joints that has like 2 interlocking gears, so it can both go sideways and up and down, and that's cool. You know
There we
that's a
go.
cool thing. Yeah.
That's more Tydero's speed. There we go. See, the thing moves in weird ways. Like, let's do this. All right.
I'm not sure if we're able to get back to camp unperturbed or not, but I think that we're heading back to camp. Is that what everyone feels?
You guys are,
Yeah.
yes. It looks like.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. If we make it back to camp, I'd like to study the mechanism along with Church and Kisti, possibly Cassia, if she could be drawn into it.
Yeah. You can also, you remember looking at the notice board that Alex said that they would help you with identification if you'd like.
Fantastic. So a combination of Church and Alex. Okay.
Sure.
So we're gonna put both of these fancy robot parts. Anybody like go with Kaka'ako back in the main town as you get there? This is like the first gathering area we come in at. Does anybody like want to go figure out what these things are with me, or y'all like just head back to your rooms tired, or?
I mean, Lamb's not hurt. She just needs to take a short rest, so she'll be just chilling and hanging out with you guys and seeing what you're doing.
Sure.
Ty's pretty good. If everybody's like settled in, he'll come and like, jump around too. Yeah.
Hair Bear, how you feeling?
How's that egg settling?
Right. Devin might be asleep just like Perry.
Gotcha.
Between all of the individuals mentioned above, this is what you were able to gather, the Anthocurian diffuser. It is an ancient bit of technology, and as you bring it back and Mo kind of gets in on it, Mo recognizes that this is a bit of Anthocurian technology. For the 4 of you that were here for last time, it's sort of like the Mycenaeans or the Minoans in our world, where it's like this society where it's like maybe more advanced than we had thought, for the time at least, and then in the part of like several different, world-ending problems, they just kind of slowly, their civilization died off and any remaining people kind of integrated within a subset of humans in the south of the Iran Empire, and those people kind of culturally have informed the chosen people, as they're kind of ethnically known, who also have that lineage and then the Elvish lineage too. So they're just this really interesting kind of diverse set of people.
Hey, God,
Yes.
can you get technical with me about the diffuser absorbs the spell? So
Yes.
any spell being cast gets absorbed into this thing.
At
Does
the
that have a
creature that
single
holds the diffuser.
Does it have to be a single target spell against the creature that holds the thing, or if there's a wall of stone cast?
Correct. It is at the creature.
God. Being cast at the creature that holds the diffuser. But what about a lightning bolt that's going to hit it and a friend?
So you can absorb your damage from the lightning bolt. You can't absorb the whole lightning bolt.
Okay, so you absorb
Yes.
your chunk of the damage.
Correct.
Okay,
This is badass.
that's bonkers good. That's so good.
As long as you're not anywhere near your friends, this is sick.
Yeah, that's
Now,
really good.
you do have to hold it in your hand.
Yeah, that's still sick, especially for my character Skura. Oh my god.
You can't,
Hey.
unless you can devise a way to not have to hold it and still activate it.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, to make some backpack for Lamb the bear.
Wait.
A bear umbrella with a diffuser on top.
Wait.
Yes.
Wait.
You say you're
Wait,
saying that
Church
it's a
does
joke.
necromancy. Church can make like any kind of a harness. Like just makes it happen. Doesn't even have to make a check because that ridiculous ability.
We would have to get into the mechanics of it, because it's not just making it, it's designing how it works.
Put it
But
on my
sure,
head,
you have
like
to
a
click a
hat.
switch on the side of it to activate the diffuser.
Someone else might have to click it, perhaps, of its a reaction.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Have to think about it. I mean, maybe if you could put a strap so that the head can crank around and hit the button. That's probably within the range of control for
Or maybe
Or-
because it's like a pack, it also kind of has like a helmet functionality, right? It's like almost like vague light bear armor that hits the head too, and the bear just
Mhm.
kind of like swipe up at its ear, like left ear, hit that, triggers on, right ear triggers on.
Exactly. You know, it'd be broken if like somebody with magic missile just like chose me as one of their like ones to shoot,
Yeah.
and then I just end up using that, getting like 2d4 force damage whoever I'm around at that point. You know, gotta think about it.
Gotta think about it. It's pretty good. I like bear,
What's the
bear
mechanism do,
umbrella.
Fred?
Mhm.
The mechanism is not. You're not sure. It doesn't have a combat or other type of functionality. What you guys are able to, especially with Mo, and specifically Mo, is able to help you with a lot of this. There seems to be a set of grooves on the back that almost reminds, amongst all of you putting your heads together, of like a key. There's like a spinning part of the back where there's like a bunch of grooves that seems like it could potentially, for a very specific kind of lock that accepts a round object, you could unlock it.
Requires a key of some kind.
Yeah, I mean it's the function of which and all of that. Why this would be the case, you guys have no idea. This is an ancient culture, but that's what it is. Yeah.
Maybe we'll learn more. Maybe one day we'll open it. Somebody want to stick a stick in there? See if it'll open. Maybe it's push activated.
Take a velociraptor finger in there.
Yes. Wait.
Do you?
Is that a joke?
Wait, hold on.
I have mage hand. I have mage hand from a distance.
Do you put a stick into the spinning portion from a distance?
Oh, I think I put a curious raptor finger into it at a distance.
Can your raptors take damage?
No, I think that for the 5 seconds ahead of the raptor putting its finger into the thing, Kako like looks alarmed and like runs over and is like, "No, Tello, no!" And then it sticks its finger into the mechanism. But
The mechanism just
or anything.
With any amount of force on it, the mechanism just stops spinning. And then when the raptor removes it, it starts whirring again.
Any change to the properties of it when that happens, according to Church or Alex?
Nope.
Cool.
It's just really mad that it had to be disrupted like that, I guess. Well.
Is this where we end this day on the island?
Wait, what is this sort of hero?
That's the bringing the other sword back and having it identified by Alex. That's what you find it is. They tell you about it.
That's sick.
Very cool.
Grants additional maximum hit points equal to your level? What?
Wait, sorry, this is one of the other blades off this beast.
That was the trick weapon.
The longsword, great axe, trick sword.
This is Brawny Man's stick weapon? Yeah.
Wow, Brawny Man, that's dope. The Sword of Heroes.
Brawny, I think you got to take the sword. I think this is like, I don't know. I feel like it's an axe, and also
Very sure.
This just seems on point for you.
I can't believe. Did you edit this to make it say? Oh God! For some reason, zoomed out, it looked like it said Henry.
It's like it was meant to be.
No.
I thought for a
Well,
second.
Henry, so Henry wasn't able to get anything off of it when they were taking it back, right? Because he went straight to.
No, yeah, you totally have the axe. You 100% have the axe.
Yes.
Okay.
You're the only one here who can wield it, honestly.
Right.
You're like, are you sure? And everybody's like, no, yeah, totally. Go ahead.
No, this is you. You got it.
All you. Unless you want to see the bear with a giant axe.
Is this
Henry's going to covet that axe.
Yes, this is absolutely attunement.
Okay, so Sarah, if you and I've got how many attunement?
3.
Okay, so Sarah, if you choose to keep this weapon, this is going to be like you have 3 attunement slots, so this will take up 1. This is like a special item you bond with essentially.
Okay, so how do I fill that out? Like I
I would just
enter in.
remember it. Honestly,
I would just
Like,
remember
this
it.
You're
is
gonna have
my
very few. You probably won't get 3.
Right.
Yeah.
But
This
do you
is
know
my-
then you can also add, I believe, like whatever your level is, you can add that to your HP. So whatever your max hit points are, you can add 3 to that right now.
There's more things on Kisi that I forgot about that he's putting back.
Wait, so what
yeah.
should I add for the axe? Sorry.
3 HP.
Oh, you should. While you're using this axe, you get 3 extra maximum hit points.
Yep, they're not temp hit points. They're maximum.
Okay, where were hit
So
points
on your character
the
sheet
thing
in the
here?
middle, on the top third, you should see there's a
Temporary hit
section.
points?
Yeah. No, not temporary hit points.
Or-
Maximum hit points. There's your hit points and then a
Okay,
tiny box
okay.
above it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just
And what do
know
I
that
add?
this axe is giving you your level amount of HP to add to your maximum. So you're only level 3 right now. So you're adding 3 to your maximum HP.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so it's 37 now.
There's also this from Kisti that should go into the
Yes.
stash.
Because he's not going out as much anymore. He's trying to just watch over his daughter.
He is an NPC now. Yes, he was given up.
Oh.
Oh, that's sick. The +1 AC.
So it's a shield. So normally shields give +2 AC, but it only does +1 instead.
Ugh.
But you get extra hit points.
So you sacrifice the solidness of the, like the 2 AC from the shield to get 10 temporary hit points. And those temporary hit points can stack with other sources of temporary hit points.
I love that about that.
It's one of the fun things about the island. If everyone is overpowered, we can have more fun.
Oh God. Huh. Nice.
All right. Is there anything in town you guys would like to do before we call it for the evening in regards to the stream?
Henry, you were wanting to build something?
Yeah, but Henry is done for the day.
Yeah.
He's got 13 of his 34 HPs.
So Henry, as axes. You've used axes your whole life. The edge on this axe, the fact that it's still this sharp after all this time is absolutely absurd. You almost cut your finger. Like after you getting used to switching it between the two, and you're looking at the blade, you almost cut your finger on it. It's so sharp.
Nice. This is a nice axe.
Very nice axe.
I know.
All right.
Man of few words. I love it.
Well, with that being the case, we will end it there. Thank you guys for everything, and thank you everyone who stopped in to say hi. And we will be back sometime in the future, hopefully with more shenanigans, and maybe someone will die. Who knows? We were very close this time.
One can only hope.